Hi everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel Bird's Eye Stitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here, then welcome. I hope you are here because you have a love of cross stitch like I do, and if you are returning, then still welcome. You obviously have a love of cross stitch like I do. So today is Friday, it is January the 6th, 2023. Happy New Year. Yes, we made it, made another year. I love New Year's, it's my favorite holiday, so Happy New Year everybody, even though it's a little bit late. It's Flosstube number 42. I have lots of stuff to go over, so we will just jump right into it. Let's see, so New Year's, one of my goals for New Year's is to be more regular. Let me clarify, regular as in putting up regular videos more often in the land of Flosstube. So getting back to at least every 2 weeks, if not every week, just getting back on kind of that regular schedule. So to help motivate me in that and to help me to do that, I got a new tablet. So I'm filming today on a new tablet, which is really exciting. Not exactly sure what it's going to look like or how it's going to work, but here we are. So new tablet, which the little camera thing is like right in the middle, which is nice. I used to film on my cell phone, so the camera was over here, so it always looked like I was like off to the side or like over here, off to this side. I was just always kind of looking just a little bit non-center. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited because it's a bigger screen so I can see better, which is always nice. And I am working on the lighting in this room. Well, I'm working on a lot of stuff in this room, but working on lighting, working on a microphone, all that jazz. We're gonna get all fancy in the year of 2023. Fancy as in like a $10 light and a tiny microphone, right? But fancier. So stay tuned to that. For now, we're just gonna record the straight video and see what it looks like. We'll see. If you hear any weird noises, please know my dog is right here. So she is chewing on a chew bone. Hopefully that will keep her occupied. At some point she may decide she's done with that and start running around like crazy again. She's a puppy, I don't know. It is what it is. I have a bird on the wall, right? Whoop, whoop. Maybe right there. There's a bird. That is not the permanent place for the bird. It's going to be like right there eventually. But I went to hang it up and the back of it didn't have the little hangy thing that goes on there. So I gotta go to Walmart, I gotta pick that up, and then it will be on the wall. So for now, I stuck it on the ledge. There's a bird on the ledge. I'm okay with that. Okay. What did I do over New Year's? Just a little bit of life. New Year's was really fun. I went to a comedy club. It's called JP's Comedy Club. It's just a small local one. Really, it's like the size of 2 of my bedrooms here. Really not big at all, which is perfect because I'd never been to a comedy club, so this was brand new for me. It was a good like ease your way into it, right, into going to a comedy club. It's one of those things I've always wanted to do, but there's just so many people, there's a lot of hubbub. I don't know, but I really like this one and I can see myself going to more of them. We had lots of laughter, lots of fun, got home before midnight, way before. We went to the early show because number one, I didn't want to be driving around with all the people at midnight or any time close to that. And number two, I didn't know how my dog was going to do with fireworks. So it turns out that she actually did fine with fireworks. When she noticed them, she went outside and barked at them, jumped up like, I don't know what she was going to do. Eat them or something, probably. But she thought they were fun. She ran back in. We went to bed. She slept all night. Very happy to report. Could care less about the fireworks, so that's good news. Beyond that, it's been pretty low-key over here. It's just been a lot of work, very busy week. You know how it is in work land. New Year is exciting, but there's a lot going on. My team, it more than doubled in size in the last month or so, so it's been fantastic, but it has been busy. So I did get stitching in all week, but just a little bit. And I'm looking forward to a weekend full of stitching and filming. So, all right. I did post a very short little 2-minute video at Christmas time just to say Merry Christmas to everybody. In that, I showed something that I'm calling Save the Stitches. I didn't make that up. I know there's other floss tubers out there that do the Save the Stitches thing, but my daughter, she loves to go thrifting. So we've been going to Goodwill and all these different thrifting places around us as of late. And I don't usually buy a whole lot. I mean, I'm all about thrifting too, but I've been trying not to buy a whole lot of anything these days. So really I just go and I look for frames, or, you know, if there happens to be any good cross stitch stuff, I'm all about that. Well, before Christmas, I ran across a really great piece, and I did show it in that short little video, but I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about it today. So this is what I found while thrifting. Let's see. Okay, looks like this. It is in a really, it's a nice frame. I'm not sure. It's a very lightweight frame, but they really, they had it professionally done, I think, or they're just really great at framing. There's batting going on in here. This looks really good. There's no glass, but whoever stitched this did just a beautiful job. So the initials on it are KRM. There's no year, but I just love her. She just looks like the happiest little old lady. This is literally how I envision myself when I get old. Truly. Like, when I'm like 80 years old or 60, I don't know how old this little old lady is, but when I reach this age, I totally plan to be like carrying around a little place for birds. I love the white hair. If I tilt it this way, you can kind of see it. But if I have white hair and that much of it, and I'm walking around with scarves and birds and adorable mittens, I will be extremely happy. So this piece is going to stay with me forever. It will be hung up all through the holidays. So thank you, KRM, whoever you are. You did a beautiful job stitching this. I have no idea what this piece is. I should probably look it up, just because it would be interesting to know. And I got this at Savers. They had it marked at $9.99, so that is a score. But we're going to Goodwill tomorrow, my daughter and I, so if I find anything, I will show it in the next video. All right, what have I been stitching? Quite a bit. Let's see. I've got this like giant pot. Can you see how high my arm has to reach to get to the top of it? It's a big pile. There's a lot going on over there. So first of all, I have my 2023 and 2024 planner. I've begun using it. Very excited for that one. I should probably mark my pages off, but we are here. This is January. So all that I'm really marking on this is, it's just for stitching. So I put down how many minutes I spent and what piece I worked on in each box. I have my acrostics and things like that that I'm working on the side. And then I put down, if I'm doing any big challenges, for example, Brrringo, I went ahead and I put those in here as well. So that's just kind of to help me keep track. I also got the stitching, it's like a stitching planner. I'll show it to you guys next video. But I picked it up a while ago and I'm going to use that to put stickers and stuff like that in as I'm stitching. But I haven't put that together yet, so next video. Alright, actual stitching. So, at the top of the pile is the piece that I've been using for the 25/7, my 25/7 piece. I am part of the 25/7 group on Facebook. So, let's see, I wrote that one down. It's Stitching 25/7 or something along those lines. Again, it's on Facebook. It was put together by Melanie Watkins, who is the Soulful Stitching here on Flosstube. So it's a great group. The whole idea is that you have one piece that you work on for 25 minutes or do 25 stitches on every day. And for me, let's just see how far you get. So for me, I chose Jack's Tree Farm. I'm starting on this piece first. It will look something like this. There's a light right behind this and it's so bright I have to make sure you can see it. Looks like that. This was a new start for me right at the end of last year, so I really got like 2 or 3 stitches and that was it. So it's practically a new start, and I'm just stitching on this at nighttime right now for 25 minutes. Actually, I've been doing it in the morning and it's been working. So I am on day 6 and we are here. Move the Q-snap cover just a bit. So this is Jack's Tree Farm. It is the top banner piece. It is on Called For Everything, so I'll pull out the little paper here in just a moment, but I didn't buy it as a kit, but I ordered everything that this chart called for. So I think it's on Portobello linen, a 28 count, I believe. And then it's called for floss, and I think most of it is Weeks Dye Works. So that is where we're at. So you can see I got part of the house done. This is going to be an adorable little Santa or something like that. You can see the cute little boots were kind of fun. And then I started in on the border. So fingers crossed that my border will match, because it is the over dyed floss, so I can't do the trick of where you just do like a half stitch while you're counting. Plus they're little blocks, so there's that. But I've been working on that every morning for 25 minutes. I'm making great progress. We're only 6 days in. I do think that I can finish this block within the month if I keep up the 25 minutes a day. Fingers crossed. This is really fun. I keep this in my project bag here. It's from That's So Kelly, and it's really nice. It's got felt right here so you can lay all of your little orts on it, and then if I ever get around to actually getting a erasable marker or a dry erase marker, you can actually write on here what floss colors you have, which would be helpful. For me, this piece is pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of colors that are close together, so I just stick the pieces on here as I need them. And then it's got a magnet so I can put my scissors on there and my needle if I don't want to use my needle minder, and I can pull the whole thing out and be ready to go. So I really enjoy this. It doesn't exactly match my piece, but that's okay. All right, that was Jack's Tree Farm. You are going to see a lot of that this month because I should be working on it every day. Normally I would set my pieces down here below, but slightly concerned the dog will try to attack them. We're working on it. She actually does pretty good. She doesn't really eat any of my projects. I keep everything tucked away because obviously I don't want her to eat any floss, but she does pretty good. She's hyperactive, but beyond that, she's a great dog. So, cannot complain. All right, the next thing that I have been working on is called Hark. This piece I am actually not going to work on anymore. I just can't do it. I'm stitching this piece on 40 count silk gauze, which I'd never done before. I started doing it with 1 strand of floss, but I was doing full crosses, so it was kind of bulky. I didn't like that. So then I switched to just the half cross, but it's still tiny. It's over 1. I don't really stitch over 1 on 40 count. Like, I've never done that before. So why I chose to do that for the first time on a piece of silk gauze, yeah. I'm gonna abandon it, and I'm gonna start over on regular fabric. Because I love the pattern, I can't handle the gauze. So, anyway. It will never quite look like this because it's not going to be on the silk gauze like they have it. But that's what the photo looks like. I saw this at my local L&S all fully stitched. It was gorgeous. I bought it. It came as a kit. It was amazing. I had no idea it was on silk gauze. No clue. I didn't know what that was. So anyway, I will show you where I got. Maybe. Hold on. Sorry for the crinkling. I forgot I didn't have this pulled out. See. I don't know if I can show this well. Okay. It's so tiny. Okay. I stitched 1 hour on this because this is a piece that I had set out for Brrringo. Brrringo is the pop-up challenge that we are running through the Magazine Monthly Challenge. My friend Carolyn Zook from Zook Stitch and I. We have a Facebook group called Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. And in January, we do a pop-up Brrringo. It runs the entire month long. I'll go into it a little bit more in depth when I go over plans, but it's a really great pop-up challenge. It does force me to pull out a lot of projects that I normally would not. For example, this one. So anyway, I stitched on this one. It was my square number 8, which is your choice. I made it my choice just because I really wanted to get it done. And I did 1 hour and decided no more. You can see there's some threads that were carried in the back. It's because it's basically a full coverage piece once you're done, because you're supposed to backstitch. You're supposed to stitch the entire background. See that? I knew if I can't even get through this little section, there's no way I'm going to do all this fill in. Not happening. So you will actually see this one be restarted on a different piece of fabric. I'm going to use the called for colors and probably just do a dark fabric instead of doing this dark fill-in. I'll probably just, I know I have some dark fabric up there, maybe a nice navy. That way the bronzy color will really stand out and the white will really stand out. So I'm going to restart that because I do have this piece on my Brrringo board again, and I still want to stitch it. I still really like it. I just, I give up. And it's 2023, right? I decided this year, well, not just this year, but why spend all your time on something that's going to drive you nuts? I could have a lot more enjoyment and have a beautiful piece in the end if I just try something different. So that is going to get the boot, and we'll start again. Start again later. All right, the last one that I worked on this last week, I might have one other one hiding in here, but it's the last one I worked on this last week. This is I need to watch some Flosstube videos. Carolyn, I need to watch yours, see how the heck you pronounce this. So, let's see. Okay, this guy here. This is Reflets de Soie, the G Leger 1898. So this is a piece that I started with my friend Carolyn when I was visiting her while at a retreat. So we are both stitching this piece. I started it while I was at her house, but I only did like a teeny tiny little piece in the top corner. I put this one down on my Brrringo board a few different times, but this one was for prompt number 5, which is something with words. I know it's the alphabet, but you use the alphabet to make words. So I'm going with that because I don't really have a lot of pieces that have actual words on them. Since I run the challenge, I'm not eligible for a prize anyway, so it works. Okay, so I am stitching this one with the called for silks. I got to right here, and it's actually my fault, but I calculated the size of the fabric incorrectly. It's big enough, at least for me it's big enough, but when it's like right there towards the edge, you have to like get creative. There we go. So I only had this little section right here and this little top piece done when I left Carolyn's house. So in that 1 hour that I stitched, I did just this whole base bottom border area. It's pretty true to color. This is my first time ever working with silks. I really enjoy them. They're beautiful. I love cotton just as much. So, which is a good thing because silk is expensive. It's worth it, but you really have to pick and choose the project you're going to use it on, right? Like, I wouldn't stitch everything in silk. Just, I mean, I would if I could, but I like cotton, I like silk, I like all of it. So anyway, that's as far as I got. Again, I'm stitching it with all the called for silks and the fabric that is on. That would be helpful. It's a piece of Fortnite fabric, 32 count linen, and the color is Cozy Cave or Cozy Cove. Not sure. Cave or Cove. I can't read the writing. I think it's Cave. But it's beautiful fabric. I absolutely love it. The color is going to be perfect. I think it's going to be big enough. I'm going to do the border first just to make sure. Just to be sure. So, worked on that. That is also on my Brrringo board a few more times. So you will see that in the future. Okay, the last one that I worked on this previous week, I think it was actually a week before last. It was right around Christmas. This is a piece for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group. I worked on it as my main piece for last month's acrostic. I only got about an hour and a half in just because Christmas time and holidays and all that other stuff. So I only stitched on it a little bit. But I'm going to stitch on it quite a bit more because it is back on my acrostic, and with it being a new year and getting more stitchy time in, there's just going to be more work done. So you will see it many times. This is the Majestic Unicorn, is what I like to call it. Let's take it out of here. I'm on a little spinny chair, so it's easy for me to like spin back and forth as I'm grabbing all this stuff. Hopefully I don't make anybody car sick. Hopefully. Okay. There we go. Alright, so the Majestic Unicorn, it's in the Ultimate Cross Stitch Volume 7. It's an oldie from 2015. Cover looks like this. And the unicorn will eventually look like this. There we go. I started this piece years and years ago for my daughter, back when she liked unicorns. It's still going to be for my daughter. She'll still love it because I stitched it, even though she's not quite as into unicorns these days. So, alright, that is what it will look like one day. I'm using the Called For Everything. It's 2/2, and it's on a piece of basic 28 count white even weave. And we are here. So last time you guys saw this, I had only stitched up to about here. So I did this whole section of the handkerchief. I still need to backstitch it. And then I did this little fill-in area here. So this is on my plans because, well, number one, it's on my Brrringo board quite a few times. It is also for the Magazine Monthly Challenge. The acrostic is, oh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. The main, project piece is confetti, and there is actually some confetti going on in here. So not so much in this part, this is nice and easy, but this area in the hair, this area up in this section, there's like 4 or 5 different shades of blue in there. Even in these swirlies, there's quite a few. It's not super confetti through here, but there's just, for me, there's a lot more colors than what I'm used to working with. So I'll be working on that for 4 hours this month. My plan is to actually do the back stitching in here and in these legs, because I stopped with the back stitch there. If I don't back stitch as I go, it is not going to happen. I'll finish this whole piece and it'll just hang out there waiting for me to back stitch. So back stitch as I go. Anyway, I'm going to get that piece done and then work on filling in this and hopefully get part of the front of this leg. So looks like that. Alright, that is it for what I have worked on. I am going to go through all of the pieces. Probably be easiest if I go through all the pieces that I pulled from my year of whips, because number one, you get to see a bunch of whips, and all of those pieces are within my Brrringo board. So I'm not going to go through all the prompts one by one. I'm just going to show the year of whips ones, and then you'll know which ones are going to be part of the Brrringo board and which ones you'll just see later on in the year. So everything that I've shown you so far, I'm like talking with an accent all of a sudden, but everything I've shown you so far, the unicorn and the G Legere, that is on my year of whips, and so is Jack's Tree Farm. Now Jack's Tree Farm is on my year of whips, and it's like the entire thing. So there's multiple parts to Jack's Tree Farm. I think there's 6 pieces. I'm just going to count that as one finish in the end. So they are all on the year of whips. So that's part of it. I have 12 pieces pulled for year of whips. The year of whips, if you're not familiar, I know lots of people are talking about it, but year of whips is also put together by the Soulful Stitcher, or Soulful Stitching Flosstuber, who is Melanie Watkins. Melanie, I'm sorry I keep messing up your Flosstube name today. I don't know. Anyway, she has a Facebook group. It's called Soulful Stitching, and even if you're not participating in Year of Whips, you could still join the group. It's full of really nice people. So jump on there, join that, And if you are doing year of whips, then we can cheer each other on. So I chose 12. I made my album. The goal is you put up like your however many whips you want to work on, and then if you can complete half of them, then you'd be eligible for a prize or something along those lines. But really the whole goal is just to get some whips done, right? So I pulled 12 pieces. Some of them are far along, some of them have like 10 stitches in, some are big, most are medium. My goal is 6 of them, so we'll see. All right, besides those, the other ones that are within the year of whips that are also on my Brrringo board, have these here. So, all right, first one up is the hummingbird piece. You guys have recently seen this because I kept having grand plans to work on it, and I have it. So it's on my Brrringo board 3 or 4 times. You will see it in the very near future. But oh, I do like this lighting. It is actually showing these hummingbirds really beautifully. The last few times I've shown them, it was really dim and you didn't get the full effect. But this is coming through really true to color. So these hummingbirds will be completed at some point. I'll go into fabrics and all that other kind of stuff as I actually work on them. Right now, I just wanted to show them to you so you kind of knew what my plans were and what you can look forward to in the near future. This one, depending on if it's called or not, you might see it on my next video, but you'll definitely see it this month. All right, the next one that is on my Brrringo board quite a bit, like a lot, because it's definitely a focus piece. I want to get this one done. This is the Adventure Sampler. It is designed by Becca Murphy, who is Sambry Stitches. Let's see. If I was smart, I would have taken all of this stuff out of its bags. Oh well, goals for next time. Okay, eventually it'll look something similar to this. I say similar because my fabric's a little bit different looking, equally beautiful. It is a kit, so called for everything. Currently, it looks like this. This is on my Brrringo board maybe 4 times, maybe even 5. I think it's on there more than anything else. So I should get a lot of really good progress done on this. That is the Adventure Sampler. I think that will be one that actually gets finished. So one of the 6. All right, next up, this one. Let me look. Okay, this one is not part of Year of Whips. It's just on the Brrringo board. So you will see it here in the near future, but it's not part of Year of Whips because it's a real tiny piece. So this one comes from a magazine. It is the Cozy Critters. Eventually it'll be this adorable little penguin right here. And this magazine is, stand by, Cross Stitch Crazy, also an oldie. Issue number 22, actually. Looks like this. And I am stitching this on a piece of pewter 16 count Aida from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And I just have a tiny little start on his adorable little sweater. Looks like that. So you will see that one come out. I think I have this on the Brrringo board twice. We'll see when they call those prompts. All right. Last but not least for this fancy basket. This is the basket I keep in my living room with all the pieces I'm going to work on for the month. So this will be the last one from the Brrringo board. I'm watching my dog as she meanders out of here. I'm just watching her saying, please don't pee on the floor. Please. That's the goal. All right. This is the Dimensions Gold kit that I am stitching with my friend Carolyn. I got it as an early Christmas present. It's amazing. It is a treasured time. Go. Looks like this. Super pretty. This one, I was just reading through my Year of Whips list. This one is not on my Year of Whips because probably not going to get this done this year, but I do really want to make a concentrated effort on it. So I have it on the Brrringo board a few different times. I think actually they called one of the prompts for it already. I'm just a smidge behind. So I just have a tiny little start on this. It is a kit, so I'm stitching it with the called for DMC floss, but I did switch out the fabric. So I have that tiny little start, but you will see it quite a bit more over this next month. So watch for that. It is my first ever Dimensions Gold kit. I'm really excited just to continue stitching it and to maybe finish it next year. Probably not this year, but maybe next. Okay, so those are all the pieces that I'm going to be working on with Brrringo. Just a quick backtrack. Baringo is a pop-up challenge that we are doing for the month of January within the Magazine Monthly Challenge Facebook group. So Baringo, there's 25 prompts. We give you, you know, things like, let's see, what are some examples? Do a whip or new start with words, and then one was something that reminds you of your childhood, or something that reminds you of a vacation, things like that. So we give you all the prompts, and then you can make your own board and choose all your own projects. There's only maybe one, maybe two pieces that have to be from a magazine, but for the most part, it's just kind of make it work. Make it work for whatever works for you. Carolyn, she pulls the number the night before for the next day. So every day she pulls a number for the next day, so you know what you're gonna be working on. You can either keep up with the challenge by working on them every day. The goal is to do either 1 hour or 100 stitches on each prompt. If you do, you mark the spot off, and then when you get a bingo or a blackout, at the end of the month, you can say how many bingos you got, or if you got a blackout, then you are entered to win a prize at the end. So it's really fun. You get to do your bingos, and you just get to work on a bunch of different pieces. So I'm going to be catching up on that quite a bit today because it's a Friday. I'm not working. I don't have a whole lot of plans. So I'm filming, I'm stitching. I'm going to be going through a bunch of those. But if you're not part of the group, join it. It's fantastic. You can join Brrringo. We do it every year. We also have AB Singo, which is similar. So you'll have that to look forward to later in the year. Okay. Anyway, back to the rest of my pieces for the Year of Whips. So let's see. They're in this other basket. These are all pieces that I would hopefully like to finish. At least 6 of them. If I could finish all of them, that'd be amazing, but 12 is a lot, so we'll see. Okay, the first one is Funky Bird by Barbara Anna Designs. I don't have any of these up on my list to be stitched on this month. So you're going to see them now, and then you will not see them again for some time. So right now we are here. So I have all the lettering, the top of the head, and quite a bit to go. So as you can see, I did start some of the alphabet, so I am committed to doing the letters. At first, I was just going to stitch the bird. I decided to stitch the letters. So now it's an official sampler because it has letters. I think that makes it a sampler. For me, that makes it a sampler. So have that one. Okay, puppy, don't eat my stuff. Okay. All right. Next up, we have, this is a tiny whip. So confident I can get this one done. This will be an easy one. I am here. I will show it again here in just a moment. It was just, the project was on top. So this is Pumpkin Harvest. Will eventually look something like this. I'll have to see when I rewatch this video how well this camera focuses on things. Like it focuses on my face, but I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. It's the first video. It's a trial. All right, this is in Just Cross Stitch October of 2020. Cover looks like this. And I'm stitching all of it from stash, so it's basically called for nothing. Go. Mine looks like this. So I have basically just specialty stitches left. Getting pretty far. It'll be an easy one to finish. So you'll see this probably next month, just so I can feel accomplished and say that I finished something. So watch for that in the month of February. Next one up on the plan list. This is in one of my very favorite Garand bags. It's Peter Pan, but it's like classic Peter Pan, right? I just love it, and I love the gray background. Super pretty. Oh, this is a fun piece. Okay. You know when you open up all of your old pieces and then you just get excited because you're like, oh, I remember that piece? Yeah. So this is Alessandra Adelaide's New Year in the Village. This guy here kind of looks like Whoville. Great colors. And I think I'm stitching this on a piece of opalescent Storm Ada. Or linen. I don't know. I will find out before I start stitching on it again. But I am this far, so this is, I'm already done with this page essentially, short of the beads and the firework. But I'm done with one page. I have an entire other page to go. You can see that it cut off here, and I'm just starting in on the clock face. So looks like that. Super fun piece, full of great blocks of color, really easy to stitch on. I love this fabric so much. Even though it's opalescent, it's so easy to stitch on. So this will definitely come back out in the near future just because I was so excited to see it again. It got stuck in a tub. I forgot about it. It's coming back out. So you'll see that soon. All right, a few more in here. Some of these I'm like, what is this piece? Because I feel like I pulled these so long ago I forgot what they were. Oh, that's right. Spring Quakers. This guy here by Rosewood Manor. I put this on Year of Whips because it would be really nice to finish this. I have a long ways to go, so I need to get started on it. But it's beautiful. It is a kit. I think it goes this way. I am stitching it on the Called For Everything. And let's see, this is on a piece of, I think it's called Valor from Picture This Plus. Try to make it flat. Maybe. Whew, so bright. Okay, there we go. Slightly better. So I got some good progress in on the first page, but I have a lot of pages to go. So I need to definitely break this one back out next month, for sure. And I might even make it my 25/7 piece for the month of February, maybe. This piece actually has so many color changes that I kind of fear if I make it 25/7, that if I only work on it for 25 minutes, I feel like I'm going to spend half the time just threading my needle because I'm kind of slow. So we'll see. But at the same time, if I did that every single day, I would actually get progress. So yeah, 25/7 piece for next month. Spring Quakers. Spring Quakers. All right. Next up, we have two more. Oh, this is Temperature Tree. You guys have seen this a million times. One day, when I say one day, I mean in 2023, I'm going to finish this thing. So this is the Temperature Tree. It is by Stitching Mommy. I got that far with the leaves. I'm just going to stitch the rest of the tree as bare. So there is a whole backstory behind that, which I will go into again for those of you who have not seen any of those videos when I finish it. So this, even though it does not have birds, will end up on this wall when I'm done. I do love it. Probably am not going to stitch another temperature piece anytime soon. Maybe 2024. Maybe. It is funny. I got really excited about stitching a temperature piece, and those that know me well knew that I would probably not keep up or finish it. And I was warned. I didn't listen. Surprise, surprise. But it'll be beautiful in the end, so I like it. All right. Got the needle minder. Next piece in the Year of Whips. This is one where there's hardly anything stitched on it, but I want to change that. So I put it in Year of Whips. It won't take very long if I just put some effort into it. And it's beautiful. This is Mother of the Ocean. It's by the Primitive Hare. I just love it. I love the whale. I just find it interesting. It's different from the rest of this stuff in my stash. So I really enjoy this piece. I am not far. I think that I started on this piece for Mania, like 2019 or something, and it's just been hanging out in this bag ever since. So I don't even know which way it goes. This way? Maybe? I'm not sure, but I have a block of color. I hope it's right, so I will have to figure out which way it goes, and we'll continue stitching on that in the near future. Right, we have two more. We have this piece here. It is a Lanart piece. It's a kit. I call it the Yellow Bird. It's in French, so I'm not really sure what it's really called. But, oh wait, I take that back. In the back, it is Marjolaine Baston's All Things Yellow. So that is a great name. So this is All Things Yellow. I'm not going to pull it out of the container just because it's all wrapped up and it's all taped on the top when I was moving, but I only have a little bit stitched in this. So I put this on my Year of Whips. I don't know if it'll actually get finished, but I want to put a lot of good effort into this piece because I just find it beautiful. Yellow is my favorite color, and this little yellow bird is just adorable. So you will see that. And then last but not least, one more zipper. Last but not least is this tiny little piece. This one is semi-near a finish. It is a Panna kit. It is the ladybug on the dandelion. This is the one where I just made up a name because it was in another language. So it looks like this. It is a kit, so I'm stitching it with the called for color, but I swapped out the fabric and I'm stitching it over one, so mine is tiny. So right now we are here. Not the best lighting for this piece, but it's very small. It's very pretty though. So this is on the list. I think I can get a finish on this one fairly quickly also. So I'll do the pumpkins one first and then work on one of the biggies. We'll take this one out after that. Sometimes you just need to get a finish in there, right? Okay. All right, last but not least, I have a little bit of haul. I also, for the new year and part of my Flosstube channel, I've been on a waiting list to get a P.O. box, and I have one. So I got a P.O. box. I will eventually put it in the comments below. I got a keyboard so I can actually type out all of my notes and everything, so that's exciting. That'll probably be posted tomorrow though, because I have to actually go to the post office. I filled out all the paperwork and paid for it and all that jazz, but I have to print it all out and take it to the post office, and of course they were closed, so they can give me the key and say, here's your number. Anyway, so I have a P.O. box. Since I have a P.O. box, I want to start doing giveaways again. I know before I did giveaways pretty regularly. I probably have stuff that's lingering, never got sent because of life, but whatever. We're starting over, fresh start, fresh new giveaway. So we're going to do that now, and then we're going to show some haul. So I have a giant pile of random stuff that is perfect for giveaways. I'm going to move you over just a smidge so I can take it out. Go. There it is. All right, this is a piece, it's a Vickery collection. It's very pretty. I'm not really into koi fish, but the colors are really nice and it's really different. So I thought this would be a fun piece to give away to somebody who would love to stitch this. Keyword for this, if you would like to stitch this piece, let's use the word koi. If you can use it in a sentence, it might be entertaining, or to stick the word anywhere in your comment. I will send this anywhere within the US. Right now it's extremely expensive and it'll take 100 years to get anywhere outside the US. So unfortunately, my giveaways are going to be US only if it's an actual item. But we have this piece. It is some koi fish. This is just like a digital rendition of it, so I'm sure if someone were to actually stitch this, it would be absolutely gorgeous. But even the picture is pretty. Great colors, fun theme. And I've never stitched anything from the Vickery collection, so I don't know if their charts are any good, but there's a lot of colors in it. I will warn whoever wins this, lots of colors. They do give it to you in DMC as well as Anchor. So you could probably substitute out if you wanted as well. But yes, if you would stitch this or would like to win this, use the word koi somewhere in your comment. We'll do the drawing either next week or the week after, whenever I film again. So stay tuned for that. All right, little bit of haul, and then that will wrap this up. So for our haul, I haven't shown these yet. I showed part 1 already, but I am stitching the Tiny Modernist, the Woodland Christmas collection, or one day I'll be stitching them because I haven't actually started any of them. I have part 1 ready and kitted up, but I haven't started it. So this is part 2. It is this super cute little reindeer. And this is part 3. These are the ornaments. I love these ornaments. I'm planning actually to stitch these all together, but I would actually stitch this one on its own as well. I really, really enjoy these ones. The little trees and little baubles, especially if I change the colors, they just seem very classic to me. I love this one. This one's a little pink for me if I was going to stitch it alone. When I stitch it as a big group, I'm going to leave the colors the same because all the colors really complement each other. But that is part 3. Go. There's tons of people all stitching these, so look forward to watching them continue on, and then I'll start mine at some point, maybe. All right, the next thing that I wanted to show, I got a really great Christmas gift from my friend Carolyn, so that was super nice, and I need to show some beautiful charts that I got from her. One of them is this tiny little guy from Tiny Modernist. It is Portland. This will remind me of when I went to Portland to visit, so I will be stitching this very soon, and this will end up somewhere in this room. Maybe not on the wall back here, but it's going to end up somewhere just because it's a great memory. So really excited to stitch that one. Even though it's tiny Modernist, tons of colors, right? So, but I love the colors. They make me happy. So we will do that. I have this adorable card with the cat, of course, and Santa and the reindeer. It's very classic, very Carolyn. Love it. Then I have some gorgeous fabric. This is a piece of seraphim linen. It's 32 count, which is my favorite, and it is called Bird's Eye View. So obviously she had to get it, not only because it's gorgeous, but it's literally called Bird's Eye View. I mean, clearly it was made for me, clearly. Look at this. It's gorgeous. Like, try to move my head so we can get the color right. There we go. It is so pretty. It is bright blue. It's got bright green. It's just a true, like, aquamarine. I don't know. It's gorgeous. I will be putting this to use on something amazing. So, very excited for that. Very excited. And then, last but not least, we have the Ultimate Sampler Motifs Source Book. So, I am officially a sampler stitcher because I have a whole book of sampler thingies. As we were picking out some samplers to stitch together, sometimes we just, I mean, everybody, right? There's little things that you love in the sampler, and sometimes there's pieces that are like, So now I have a little book, so I could just take out whatever I don't like and stick one of these in there, right? Like every piece could have a crazy, it's not a unicycle, it's just a funny bike. You could all have one of these. Or I could put a tree in every piece. There's like a whole page of trees in here. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and I feel like a true stitcher because I now own a fancy sampler book. So thank you for that. And that's it. It's all the haul that I have. I am trying to be mindful of my spending. I am not doing Stitch from Stash, but you know, I gotta pay bills. My car is dying. I have another car I can use, so all is fine there. But at some point, my car is going to die. And at some point, I'm probably going to want to get another one. So, you know, gotta save money where I can. So, only a little bit of haul. I have a couple things that come monthly that I'll show you guys. And then I'm trying to do just like one purchase per month. So, I went on and I picked up some charts from... I forget to say how to say her name. Ekaterina. I don't know. I will show you next time because I will have the charts printed out for you. But that was my purchase for this month. So it's really just going to be that and whatever comes in monthly, and that's it. So not a lot of haul in the future, but that's okay. We're here for stitching anyway, right? So, okay. Leave me comments below. Great to see you all. I hope you had a great holiday, a great new year, and I hope we all have a fantastic stitchy year ahead. So, talk to you all later. Have a great rest of the weekend, and happy stitching, everybody. Bye.